Hey guys, Pat 1979 here. Gonna bring to you today a little review on my newest purchase, the LISHITOYS L6052 quadcopter. This is a clone of the Traxxas Alias, or in the same style of the Traxxas Alias. So you guys are probably gonna see by the score in which I'm gonna put in the title. I really hate this aircraft, and let me tell you why. The reason is I think I've probably got a lemon out of the bunch. You know, flying it, there's a lot of problem which I'm gonna get into. But let me show you what it comes with. It comes with a controller. You got the quadcopter, a battery, a charger, which is in the box, which the box comes in with the there's a little thing with an HD camera. That's something you can add on or just purchase separately. So and that little controller there, you don't have that. A screen display purchase separately, you can buy, which I don't know why you'd want to buy that. You know, it should come on the controller first of all for a screen display, but this thing is so cheap, that's why they probably didn't include it in, so to keep the cost down. Now I've seen some quite good reviews on that. I'm just gonna show you guys the box and the stuff that it comes with. So you got your spare props, charger, and a screwdriver, and you know, that's pretty much it. And in the rest of the box you got, if I can get it off, in the rest of the box here you got just some prop guard that you can install with a small screw on it. And the prop guard is not really that effective because the branches of the guard are, I think, too big and too flexible, so it doesn't work as good. So I'm gonna put that on the side. Just concentrate on the quadcopter here. So let me just readjust. There we go. So the quadcopter itself, it looks like a Traxxas Alias. It seems pretty sturdy. You know, the canopy and all that, it doesn't move. Everything looks to be pretty sturdy except for the arms, which are a little flexible to give it, you know, the toughness. So the props, everything looks good on it out of the box, you know. But when you start flying it, when you put the battery in, you start flying it, there's all kinds of issue. For example, the controller. For the trim, I needed to give it 20 up trim and 5 or 6 side trim to keep the quadcopter stable. So that's one of the things. Another thing I don't like is the resolution on the controller. The resolution just sucks on the on here. This is I mean, you got some weird resolution on the lever here. Sometimes, you know, you fly, you give it power, it gives it too much power, you just come back and it doesn't do anything. So I mean, it just cuts the power, period. And this one is the one with the headless mode, which is that little button right here, which I hate. Fucking headless mode, man. This is for newbies, so, which I don't mind, but this shouldn't be incorporated on a quadcopter like this. So because this isn't a newbie quadcopter. I mean, it tries to fill all the role, but it should only have one role. So right here you got the attachment for the little camera. You know, I'm trying to make a review. I'm trying to give the positive things on this quadcopter. The LEDs, they light up just great. Fin finish looks good. But it's the board itself, and mine, this one, I don't know if you guys recall, for the SEMA and the GJRC, this was in my mailbox, but this arrived in a truck, so relatively warm. I mean, it's still cold inside that delivery truck, but still I waited a little bit before flying it until it warms up. You see the board, everything looks good on it, but the thing is, there's some issue with the quadcopter. Like I said, I need 20 up trim, forward trim, and 5 or 6 side trim to make the quadcopter fly stable. Now, that being said, when you fly the quadcopter itself, it starts doing a little yaw on its own. It yaws like that, and then you have to readjust it, and just when you're flying it, it just gives it a little twitch yaw, and that is just so annoying. I can't even tell. I mean, this is just freaking annoying. So this is one of the things I don't like about it. Another thing I don't like is that the quadcopter, once you fly it and you just, you know, toss it around, sometimes when you cut the, well, not cut the power, because with my JJRC sometimes when I fly it, I like cut the power to let it slide a little bit, but this one, when you cut the, when you slow down the power or you want to give it more power, it's gonna flip upside down and it's just gonna crash. So it's gonna fly like that and it's gonna crash because it looks like it's going diagonally, and so maybe 3 of the props keep spinning and 1 of the props just don't spin, so it just starts flipping over. And the time I've crashed it, because it just did a weird type of bounce when you just come back and you just you know, do some back and forth. And the time that I crashed it, because it just, I didn't crash it a lot, maybe 5 or 6 times, but it just started drifting and just flipped, and it just flew like that, and it just crashed into stuff. So I probably got a lemon out of a bunch, which is kind of a shame because I really wanted to like this quadcopter. But I was hesitating between that and a wltoys Skylark, so which I should have bought. I should have gone with the wltoys Skylark. I'm gonna resell this one. I'm not gonna fly anymore. I'm just gonna sell it fast. I'm just gonna post now on Facebook and on my local you know, Craigslist or equivalent. So I'm just gonna sell that, and hopefully it'll make some kid happy, because I think it's something that's pretty tough. You can bash around, and you can, especially with a prop guard, and you could kind of learn to fly on it, which you know, it's kind of boring, because you're not learning on a good basis. You know, this is like the first car you buy with a shitty transmission and stuff like that, but at least you learn to drive, and I think this could be good for somebody to learn to fly with. So gonna put it back in the packaging and just put an ad on different websites and just sell this thing fast. I had it for like 2 days and I already want to sell it, so this is telling you a lot. So, and when you do the flips, another thing, when you do the flips are weird. They don't recover well. They just give it, I mean, like I said, I might have a lemon. I wanted the other one without the headless mode, which I seen Quadcopter 101 give some positive review on it. But my sample that I received right now, my quadcopter is not flying great. I mean, this is light years apart from my SEMA X11, even though my SEMA X11, I think there's a couple of issues with, small, but nothing compared to that. And pretty much all my quadcopters I've received got some form of issue, a little bit from quadcopter to quadcopter, but nothing like this. This one is really not cool to fly. So I mean, it's probably gonna make somebody happy, but not me. So hopefully you know, somebody's gonna get some enjoyment out of it. But personally, I just don't like flying it. So, but the thing is, one of the good thing is when you put the trims on the controllers, you set the trims up. When you plug the battery back in the quadcopters, it remembers, so it's gonna stay trimmed. And since the quadcopter always have that drifting issue from that one side, it's gonna remember it, so it's gonna fly stable once you plug it back in. So this is one of the things. So but you know, flying it around, just running around, it's just so unstable. Oh, and another thing that I've noticed is that well, probably since I've applied so much trim, but the yaw rate is faster on one side than the other side. So it turns more on one side and it just turns slowly on the other side. So uneven yaw rate, this, like I said, there's a ton of issues with it that I hate. So for those reasons, I'm probably gonna sell the quadcopters. And something else I've noticed that's a little bit weird is that both buttons on each side are for the flips, so you can flip with either one of these buttons, which I find a little bit weird. You know, one could have been assigned to do something else, but they're both for flipping, so that's a little weird to me. So anyway guys, I'm gonna cut this review off. This is 10 minutes. you know, I'm gonna give it a score of 3 out of 10, and I cannot recommend you buy this quadcopter based on the one I received. Probably you got one and it flies great. If that's the case, I'm happy for you, but personally I would say put the extra $25 and get yourself a wltoys. And with the wltoys, you can reuse the controller for stuff like the JJRC and a couple of other quadcopters. So the quadcopter, those protocols are so good that you can use it for a bunch of different quads. So if you buy that quadcopter, you get access to a lot of other quads that you can get bind and fly and keep the cost down. So overall, cost efficiency wise, the other one is just the wltoys would be just better value in my opinion. So hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I know I've been bitching a little bit, but when I don't like something, I gotta put it out there and I gotta say it. So, and I really don't like this quadcopter, not one bit. I wanted to buy that to be a substitute to the Traxxas Alias, but I think I should have been first looking towards the wltoys Skylark, and if not, just save my money and buy myself a Traxxas Alias. Even though some people say it's got issue with it, I think the main issue is the motors, and the motors you can get some replacement one that are gonna last you way longer from a couple of different sources. So anyways, this is my review, guys, of the LISHITOYS L6052. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, tell me your experience if you got one, if you like it or not. Personally, mine didn't work out for me, and I'm just gonna sell it and make some kid happy. So hope you guys enjoy that, and see you guys on the next one.